Good morning. The Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor, Michelle Bullock, has been named as Philip Lowe's replacement after months of intense speculation that he wouldn't keep the top job. We'll go straight to Liz Daniels in Canberra. Liz, good morning to you. Just talk us through today's announcement.
Well, Davina, the Treasurer said it himself, a history-making announcement here in Canberra this morning as the first ever female Reserve Bank Governor was named. Michelle Bullock, the current Deputy, will step into the top job from September and will take on the challenging task of steering our nation's economy through tough economic times. She'll also have to implement major reforms of the Reserve Bank, including fewer meetings and more communication with the public to explain its complex and critical decisions. Jim Chalmers took the recommendation to Cabinet this morning and it was signed off on before he made the appointment public.
Michelle Bullock is the person best placed to take the Reserve Bank into the future. Michelle is an outstanding economist, but also an accomplished and respected leader. Her appointment best combines experience and expertise with a fresh leadership perspective at the Reserve Bank as well.
It, of course, means the end of the tenure of Philip Lowe, whose handling of the latest aggressive rate rises has been criticised. But this morning, the Prime Minister only had kind words for the outgoing boss.
I also want to acknowledge Dr Lowe's 7 years of service to the nation. In particular, his commitment to supporting Australian jobs, incomes and businesses during the depths of the COVID-19 pandemic and global economic downturn. It was indeed an extraordinary time, and we thank Dr Lowe for helping the Australian economy navigate those unprecedented challenges and, most recently, the global economic consequences of Russia's illegal and immoral invasion of Ukraine.
Davina, there will be plenty of reaction to come throughout the day, but one of the big four banks has already adjusted its forecasts, saying it now expects a prolonged rate pause at 4.1%. We'll keep you updated.
OK, Liz, thank you. A man has been charged over a high-speed police pursuit through Western Sydney that came to a dramatic end in the Blue Mountains. Alex Heinke has the latest.
A 21-year-old man is facing a long list of charges this morning in court. Police say he is the one responsible for taking them on a chase across a dozen Sydney suburbs yesterday. This long chase ended in Katoomba with police ramming the vehicle and tasering that man inside before arresting him. Earlier in the chase at Winston Hills, upwards of 15 shots were fired by officers at the Holden Commodore. As a senior constable attached to Raptor Squad grabbed that slowing vehicle, the driver accelerated and the officer was flung across the bonnet of a nearby police vehicle. In the end, 2 people were arrested. The passenger released overnight pending investigations. But this man, Brendan Ebsworth, a 21-year-old, is appearing in Blacktown local court with a long list of offences. That police officer was taken to hospital but has since been released, suffering only minor injuries.
A group of Brisbane residents have bravely saved an elderly and injured man from a burning building, making it out before the timber structure toppled to the ground. Lily Greer has more from the scene.
Well, when you look at the vision we're about to show you, it becomes clear this was an intense house fire, one any member of the public would run away from. But that's not what Austin Williams and his brave housemates have done. They've actually run towards it, dashing in to save a Brisbane senior trapped at the property. They were up last night working. The 23-year-old was actually about to go pick up a late-night snack at Hungry Jack's. They live a few doors up and heard screaming, heading into the property to discover an elderly gentleman who had an injury and was unable to make it off the back porch. Witnesses say the flames were as high as trees, coming dangerously close to power lines. The housemates managed to carry him past the burning building around the side of the house to safety. He's very lucky to be alive. We've been told 14 fire crews, including 40 firefighters, were called in to get this blaze under control, and we understand the man's wife had already managed to make it out.
We saw this elderly gentleman sort of trying to hold himself up on the porch. There was already someone down there trying to help him out, but obviously carrying someone's a tough thing to do. much more so when they have a broken leg. We could feel the heat. It was certainly creeping a lot closer. I mean, the house being timber, it started to go up very, very fast. So we were obviously quite conscious that we had to get out of there quick.
Investigations into what caused this destructive blaze are right now underway. We've been told that elderly man was taken to hospital where he remains in a stable condition.
The ex-husband of a woman found dead inside a home in Sydney has now been charged with her murder. Christine Formosa Rakic suffered fatal head injuries inside the Rooty Hill home she once shared with Dushan Rakic on Tuesday. He was taken to hospital under police guard. Rakic was refused bail. He will face court today. Actor Kevin Spacey has appeared emotional while defending himself in a London court over allegations of sex crimes dating back decades. The details from our Europe correspondent Kari-Anne Greenbank.
Well, it appeared as if Kevin Spacey was holding back tears in the witness box when he was asked what happened to him when the first accusations were made public in the US back in 2017. He said his world exploded, there was a rush to judgment and he lost everything, including his job and reputation. After hearing several days of evidence from his 4 accusers, Kevin Spacey has taken to the stand for the first time since the trial began. The Hollywood actor, best known for American Beauty and House of Cards, denying 12 sex offences against 4 men dating from between 2001 to 2013, telling the trial he was flirty and romantic with one of the alleged victims, but denying that he assaulted him in an aggressive way, also denying that he drugged another man and performed a sex act on him. The trial began last month and is expected to run for 4 weeks.
A brawl has erupted inside the Kosovo parliament after an opposition lawmaker spilt water on the Prime Minister while he was speaking about government measures to defuse tensions with ethnic Serbs in the north of the country. Kosovo's parliamentary speaker called the brawl unacceptable, delaying the session for 2 hours. A heatwave is sweeping across parts of southern Europe and northwest Africa, with potential record-breaking temperatures coming in the next few days. Temperatures are expected to surpass 40 degrees Celsius in parts of Spain, France, Greece, Croatia and Turkey. In Italy, temperatures could reach as high as 48.8 degrees. Hollywood is set to go dark with actors heading to picket lines after they couldn't reach an agreement on a new contract. That means movie and television production will immediately come to a halt. Our US correspondent Lauren Tomasi reports from Paramount Studios.
Hollywood will shut down at midnight, and it's at major production houses like here at Paramount where actors will be taking up the picket line. 160,000 Hollywood television and film actors walking off the job, marking an historic industry-wide shutdown, with the Actors Union voting unanimously to take action after failing to reach an agreement with studios over streaming deals, pay and the rise of artificial intelligence.
We are all going to be in jeopardy of being replaced by machines and big business. Who cares more about Wall Street than you and your family?
Actors will join 11,000 writers who have been on strike for 73 days now, the 2 biggest Hollywood unions marking the first dual strike since 1960. The unions taking on production houses like Netflix, Amazon and Disney, whose CEO came out swinging.
There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic, and they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing.
Already, we're feeling the impact. In the UK, stars of Oppenheimer, Matt Damon, Emily Blunt and Cillian Murphy walking out of the film's premiere, while co-star Matt Damon was public with his support.
Nobody wants a work stoppage, but if our leadership is saying that the deal isn't fair, then we gotta hold strong till we get a deal that's fair for working actors.
The potential economic impact from this strike is significant. Already, estimates are hitting $5.8 billion, and it's not just America. Australian productions also to feel that impact.
An investigation by the Secret Service into a bag of cocaine discovered at the White House has failed to identify a single suspect. The substance was found earlier this month in a storage cubby where touring visitors are required to leave their phones. Fingerprints and DNA testing proving unsuccessful in determining how the drugs came to be inside one of the most secure buildings in the world. President Joe Biden is in Finland, NATO's newest member, in what's being viewed as a symbolic visit in the alliance's expansion. Biden stood alongside the leader of Nordic nations, including Sweden, Norway, Denmark and Iceland, vowing to protect every inch of NATO territory. Sweden is poised to be admitted to NATO as its 32nd member. Controversial neurosurgeon Charlie Teo has been spotted at Sydney Airport just days after he was found guilty of unsatisfactory professional conduct by the Healthcare Complaints Commission. Teo was asked whether he will be appealing the decision.
My lawyers are doing that, yeah.
Currently, Teo would require another neurosurgeon to check off any surgery before it's performed.